Backstage ambush. Paul Heyman and Bron Breakker attack Mystery Man before SmackDown. Dramatic bass drop. Quick cuts of hype wrestling imagery, flickering arena lights, roaring crowd noise fading in. Warning, what happened backstage tonight changes everything. Before SmackDown even went live, someone got destroyed. And Paul Heyman was standing right there smiling. What is up, Suplex Rumble Nation? Welcome back to the channel where we break down everything happening in the wild, unpredictable world of professional wrestling. And folks, I need you to buckle up today, because what we're about to break down is one of the most calculated, cold-blooded, absolutely diabolical backstage moments we have seen in a long time. I'm talking about a full-on, premeditated ambush. Backstage. Before the show even started, Paul Heyman, the self-proclaimed special counsel, the greatest mind in the history of this business, was reportedly seen lurking in the corridors of the arena hours before bell time. And right by his side, Bron Breakker, the human freight train, the genetic anomaly, the man who has been on an absolute warpath lately. And then out of nowhere a mystery man got caught in the crossfire. Or was it really out of nowhere? Stick with me, because this story goes deep. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and tap the bell so you never miss a single breakdown. Let's get into it. Alright, let's set the scene. It's a SmackDown taping night. The production trucks are parked. The ring crew is finishing up. Catering's buzzing. And the superstars are arriving, getting their gear on, going through their pre-show rituals. This is supposed to be the calm before the storm. The part of the night where rivalries are just simmering, not yet boiling. But Paul Heyman doesn't do calm. He doesn't do patience unless that patience is in service of something sinister. And from multiple sources close to the situation and from what cameras managed to catch in the backstage area, something was very, very wrong long before that first entrance theme hit. Reports and footage circulating across wrestling communities indicate that Paul Heyman was seen having what appeared to be an intense, private conversation, the kind where he's leaning in close, pointing his finger, doing that thing he does where he sounds like he's absolutely certain about something. And if you know Heyman, that certainty is always dangerous for someone. Then Bron Breakker. 6 feet of pure physicality. The guy who spears people so hard the ring shakes. He comes around the corner not running, not frantic but deliberate. Focused. Like a predator who already knows exactly where the prey is. And then chaos. Now here's where it gets absolutely wild, and I want to break this down piece by piece because every single detail matters. The mystery man, and we'll get to who this could be in just a moment, was reportedly in or near a backstage corridor, possibly heading toward the gorilla position or a production area. This is a high-traffic zone on show nights. People are moving, cameras are rolling for pre-show content, and there's a general organized chaos that comes with putting on a live production of this magnitude. That's exactly why it was the perfect place for this to happen. Heyman is a chess grandmaster. He doesn't pick battlegrounds randomly. He picks them deliberately, places where the chaos already exists so that what he creates blends in, at least for a few critical seconds. According to what's been pieced together, Heyman approaches first. Smooth, confident, almost friendly, because that's the Heyman trap. He draws you in, gets you comfortable. Maybe he extends a hand. Maybe he's got that trademark grin going. You think you're about to have a conversation. And then Bron Breakker comes from the blind side. We're talking a collision of force that reportedly sent this mystery individual into equipment, a wall, or nearby production staging, depending on which account you're reading. Breakker doesn't do things halfway. When that man decides to put his physicality on someone, it is an event. And Heyman? Reports suggest he stood back, calm, composed, watching. Because for Paul Heyman, the physical violence isn't the message, it's just the punctuation at the end of the sentence he's been writing for weeks. The message was the ambush itself. And whoever that mystery man is, they received it loud and clear. Okay, this is the part of the video where Suplex Rumble Nation gets to play detective, and I love this part. Because in wrestling, the why always tells you the who. Let's run through the top theories. Theory 1, it's a rising babyface being made an example of. One of the most classic Heyman plays in the book. Find someone the crowd is starting to get behind. Someone who might be positioned to challenge or disrupt the plans of whoever Heyman is aligning with. And you make an example of them early, violently, and publicly enough to send a message to everyone else in that locker room. This theory makes a lot of sense if Breakker is being positioned as a dominant force who needs to eliminate threats before they fully develop. Theory 2, it's someone from Breakker's past, a returning rival. Wrestling loves a story of unfinished business. If someone from Bron Breakker's history, someone he's had bad blood with, someone who maybe got the better of him at some point, were to quietly return to the company and show up in that building, Heyman would absolutely know about it before Bron did. And Heyman would absolutely use that information to orchestrate something like this. Theory 3, this is the opening move in a new authority-level power play. Here's the spicy take. What if the mystery man isn't just a random target? What if this ambush is step 1 in a larger campaign, Heyman establishing Breakker as the enforcer of some kind of new order or faction? What if this is the beginning of something we're going to be talking about for months? Because Heyman doesn't think in episodes, he thinks in eras. Theory 4, it's someone who said the wrong thing about Heyman. Never, ever disrespect Paul Heyman in his own ecosystem. Wrestling history is absolutely littered with the careers of people who underestimated him or talked sideways about him publicly. If someone opened their mouth about Heyman in the wrong way, in the wrong interview, on the wrong platform, this ambush could be a very simple, very brutal response. Drop your theory in the comments. I want to know what Suplex Rumble Nation thinks. Who is the mystery man? Let's zoom out for a second, because this ambush doesn't exist in a vacuum. It's a data point in a much larger story, and when you connect it to everything else happening on SmackDown right now, a very clear picture starts to emerge. Bron Breakker has been operating at a different level lately. His in-ring work, his presence, his intensity, everything has been elevated. And that's not an accident. When Paul Heyman gets involved with a talent, he doesn't just manage their schedule. He sculpts them. He finds the sharpest version of that person and he weaponizes it. What we saw backstage tonight is the weaponized version of Bron Breakker being deployed in a non-televised, pre-show context, which tells us something critical. Whoever the target is, Heyman didn't even want to wait for the cameras. This wasn't for the audience. This was a pure message. Internal. Locker room politics at its most intense. That shifts the story from entertainment to strategy. And when Paul Heyman is playing strategically, the rest of the card, the matches, the segments, the promos, they all exist in the shadow of whatever Heyman is building toward. SmackDown just got a lot more interesting. And whoever that mystery person is, their next move is going to define the trajectory of this entire storyline. Here are my hot takes, and yes, I'm standing on all of these. Hot take number 1, Paul Heyman has been the most consistently brilliant mind in wrestling for 30 plus years, and this ambush is another reminder that when he's operating in the shadows, you should be scared, because the moment you see Heyman, it's already too late. Hot take number 2, Bron Breakker is being groomed for something massive. This isn't about one feud. This is about establishing a legacy. And if Heyman is the architect of that legacy, we could be watching the construction of the next great heel superstar in real time. Hot take number 3, the mystery man's response is going to be everything. In wrestling, it's not what happens to you, it's how you react. The right response to an ambush like this, on the right platform, delivered with the right intensity, could rocket someone to the top of the card overnight. Now I want to hear from you. Who do you think the mystery man is? Is this the start of a new Heyman faction? Does Bron Breakker become the top heel on SmackDown? Drop it all in the comments. Let's get a conversation going. The best comment this week gets pinned, so make it count. That is going to wrap it up for today's breakdown here on Suplex Rumble, the channel that covers every suplex, every promo, every backstage moment, and every jaw-dropping twist in professional wrestling. If this video gave you life, gave you chills, or just made your wrestling brain fire up, hit that like button. It genuinely helps this channel grow and lets us keep doing what we love. Subscribe if you haven't already, because trust me, with everything heating up right now, you do not want to miss what's coming next. Until next time, Suplex Rumble Nation, stay passionate, stay loud, and never stop loving this crazy, beautiful sport we call professional wrestling. I'll see you in the next one. Thumbnail suggestion: dark corridor background, silhouette of a mystery figure, Bron Breakker in mid-spear stance, Paul Heyman's face with signature smirk, bold red ambush text overlay. Tags to use: Wrestling News, SmackDown, Paul Heyman, Bron Breakker, WWE Backstage, Wrestling Breakdown, Suplex Rumble. Best upload time within 24 to 48 hours of the SmackDown episode for maximum search traffic. SEO title option: Heyman and Breakker's shocking backstage ambush explained. Suplex Rumble.